It's of Texas State. Good evening, everybody. I'm Dart Volz alongside Assistant Sports Information Director Kimler Chappell. And Kimler, this is going to be a major test for Southeastern State and Southeastern Louisiana Lions. Good evening, everybody. I'm Dart Volz alongside Assistant Sports Information Director Kimler Chappell. And Kimler, a tough, important game at home for the Southeastern Lions. They need to pick up a win before heading out visiting Texas San Antonio. Right now, the Lions in charge, tied for the lead in the Southland Conference. What do they need to do to stay there?
Well, their MO all season has been defense. They're one of the top-ranked defenses in the conference, and if they can continue to play strong defense, and they've played especially well on the defensive end here at the University Center. On the offensive end, of course, they want to have a little bit of an inside-outside combination. Nate Lofton and Ricky Woods inside, Jonathan Patton on the outside. Southeastern's won 21 straight here in the University Center, and if they can continue to play at the level they have, they should be able to make it 22 here tonight.
Well, the Lions will have a tough time against Texas State. Texas State enters the game 9-8, 3-3 in the Southland Conference. The Lions 12-6, 4-1, and again tied for the Southland Conference lead early in the conference season. We're going to talk about the players, the starting lineups, when we return right here on the Southeastern Channel. Two of the guards, number 15, Josh Naylor, and number 3, Brad Brickens, have been stalwarts in this Texas State lineup for quite some time. On the flip side, talking about Southeastern and the starting lineups at one of the forward spots, one of the biggest surprises in the Southland Conference this year, number 1, Ricky Woods. Also at a forward spot, Jonathan Patton, who should be the Lions' main perimeter threat. In the center, the man everybody's talking about. If we had a preseason player of the year, it would be him, Nate Lofton. And the two guards tonight, Terry Bryant running the show along with Neil Berrien. The Lions looking to move to 5-1 if they can pick up a big, much-needed victory before heading on the road. Kimler Chappell, it's going to be a good one here tonight.
Yes, it should be. Great crowd here in the University Center. Biggest crowd of the season by far. And Southeastern really needs to get some momentum. They're playing 3 of their next 4 after this game on the road. So tonight's a big one for them to get against Texas State. You look at Texas State's lineup, they've got a few smaller players. So Nate Lofton really can be a big dominating presence inside at 6'10".
Look for a big night from the post players for Southeastern. We're going to take a break. When we return, we'll be back with the opening tip right here on the Southeastern Channel.
I'm looking for a wallet.
Ah, celebrating high school graduation.
No, I dropped out.
哦，星啊，呢個友仔要買荷包啊。
係佢樣，眼碌碌好似馬騮星咁。
係啊，真係可惜啊，中學都畢唔到業。
我翻嚟啦。係。
Isn't it a little small?
Go to OperationGraduation.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the University Center. Dart Volz alongside Kimler Chappell as we are nearing tip-off. Southeastern 12-6 overall, coming into the game 4-1 in the Southland Conference, hosting the Texas State Bobcats at 9-8, 3-3, 500 in the league. There you see him, the head coach of the Southeastern Lions, Billy Kennedy, in his 6th season at the helm, 92-123 in his 8th season overall at Southeastern, 68-91, and claimed his first Southland Conference championship last year. Kimler Chappell, he has turned this program completely around.
That's right, Coach Kennedy swept all the local Coach of the Year awards, deservedly so. And it's really been amazing how he's, over the 5 years he's been here, kept us improving steadily from the beginning of his career. And it's great to see Coach Kennedy doing well with this team, and a great crowd out here to support them. So
Great crowd here on Thursday night. School back in action as well as we are just about to it. And you're right, Kennedy's done a great job with this team, and it's been with defense, the standard. That's the reason they've won 21 straight regular season home games here in the University Center, and the crowd has turned out in recognition of that. We are underway. Lofton wins the tip. Over to Barry to Bryant, and here we go. Lofton with it. They're going to look inside to Mr. Lofton. There's no doubt about that. Often tonight, you can see it as well as I can, significant height disadvantage for Texas State, but right there a turnover. Traveling called on Bryant. Not the way you want to start a game, especially when you've got such a solid home crowd behind you. That takes them right out of the game. But on the defensive end is where the Lions earn their jack. Top of the key, Naylor flips it far side to Brickens. See if they can do anything on the perimeter. They're going to have to, because I have a feeling it's going to be tough roads to hoe inside. Anthony Deal with it, hands it off. Langhorn blocked.
Lofton getting an early block here, establishing his presence here in this first minute.
And a very large presence it is. Patton with it on the far side corner. Probably the Lions' top perimeter threat. Although Terry Bryant has been known to put it up from out there as well. Thinks about a three. Doesn't take it with 9 to shoot. Neil Berry needs to get something going. Bryant off a screen from Lofton. Short off the front iron. Runs down his own rebound. Fine job. And a fresh 35. Ricky Woods spinning, shooting. Not there, but Lofton with the second chance opportunity. Bryant can't buy it. Lions starting slowly, at least with their shooting aim, but they're doing a great job on the offensive boards. This their 4th possession on this trip. Off the handoff, Bryant not afraid to shoot it up from 15, and it's good.
Third time's the charm for Terry Bryant. And that's something he's really done well here in his sophomore season, is knock down that 18-foot jumper.
Continues to do it, not afraid to shoot, and to keep firing away. That's what shooters need to do. Brickens with it near side, puts it on the floor. Bounce pass, far side to Allison, good. That one a triple. Gives the Bobcats the early 3-2 advantage.
Nice look there by Gill for Texas State.
Bryant, the sophomore from Hattiesburg, got the first bucket. Woods can't convert for the second. And it's on the floor for Texas State. Brickens to Dill near side Langhorn. Takes it to the rack, blocked. Patton getting in, sliding on the back door, and pulling in the block and the possession. Heads over to Texas State, so they'll keep it. Arrow will switch to Southeastern on the inbounds. Langhorn over to Naylor, who can't convert. Berry with the basketball quickly up the court to Bryant. The Lions trying to get inside to establish possession. They do initially, and we're going to get a whistle as Dill, looked like he had a bunch of Nate Lofton's jersey there. Gave him a little pull for his first personal.
Dill's just not going to be able to contain Lofton down low. If he can establish position in the post.
Three-pointer, Jonathan Patton. That's what the Lions need. Here comes the crowd. Back into the game, Lions take a 5-3 advantage here in the early goings. Dill with the basketball. Near side, Allison over to Brickens. On the floor again, and again Patton with the quick hands. Coming over to help Barry. Picks the pocket, and we've got a whistle. This one looks like we're going to get Allison as they don't know what to do with Lofton. Tallest man, Matt Kennedy, 6'8", on the Texas State roster. Already a couple of fouls for Texas State. Lions will inbound, fresh 35. Terry Bryant will reset the offense. 16-15, really just underway here in the contest. Patton to Bryant, thinks about a three, puts it on the floor, pulls up, jumper short. Ball knocked around, pulled down by Langhorne. Loses the handle, but kicks it back out to Brickens for the triple. Too strong, and Bryant with the big board.
Southeastern dominating the boards.
Can't get the alley-oop to fall as Woods can't finish it off the feed from Neil Berry. Now that would have brought them to their feet here in the University Center, but instead a collective sigh. Chance of defense for the Lions. Off the screen, looking for Allison, can't get him. Dill with the basketball. Over to Allison, three-pointer, misses everything. Dill tries to save it, does so, but out of bounds. And that will take us to our first break. Limited scoring on both sides of the court, with Southeastern holding the early edge, 5-3. We'll be back in a minute right here on the Southeastern Channel.
Almost half of all parents who suspect their child has a problem learning wait a year or more before getting them help. Why? When there's so much they could be achieving. Kids with learning disabilities are smart. They just learn differently. Call or visit us on the web now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dark Falls, Kemper Chapel, right here on the Southeastern Channel. Lions lead 5-3 here in the early goings. 15-20 to go in the first half, and Lions need to go inside a little more to Nate Lofton. And we've got another traveling call, the second in the first 4.5 minutes of this ball game. Kilmer, just Lions a little sloppy with the basketball, not sure what they're going to do.
Well, Southeastern's playing on a week layoff here, so it might be a little rusty, trying to work some of those kinks out here in the early going.
8 days since their last win, a victory over Lamar on the road. Big win for Southeastern, swept the season series with the Cardinals. Anytime you can win, and a block by Woods turns into a foul as Marquis White, who had just checked into the ball game, draws the infraction. 6'7", 205 junior out of Long Beach, California. I'm saying 8-day layoff though for Southeastern. You're right, Kimler, trying to shake that rust off. Hopefully get back into playing form, especially when you've got a great crowd like this on hand in the UC. First one by White is up and in, a 68% free throw shooter on the year. Coming into the contest, converts on the first.
6'4" junior guard Lance Burrows comes into the game for Texas State, as Langhorne will have a seat on the bench.
The second one up from White is not there, but tipped back by the just entering Burrows. Keeps the possession alive for Texas State. Naylor with the basketball over to Dill, trying to get it to White, being hounded by Woods. And we have got an offensive foul away from the basketball.
We're going to get Naylor on that one.
That'll be Naylor's first personal, I do believe. Third team foul. Only one foul so far for the Lions, although they have had a couple of silly turnovers with traveling violations by their point guards. One by Bryant, one by Berry. 14-30 to go here in the first half. See if the Lions can stretch this 5-4 advantage. Lofton kicks it back out. Berry thinks about a three. Not there. Back out to Terry Bryant. Lions moving the basketball well. Berry can't get the friendly roll. And Naylor out on the break. Looked to be a foul by Bryant. No call. Ends up in the hands of Brickens. Driving to the hoop. Not able to pull it in as Neil Berry's down and hurt. Pulls himself off the side, landed on his hip. And we've got a timeout, an injured player, Bryant, writhing in pain, or Barry, I'm sorry, writhing in pain on the sideline. He came down hard.
It's like he's favoring his ankle.
I wasn't sure if his ankle or his hip. It looked like he had landed on his hip, but I guarantee you, and he is getting up gingerly. Training staff at Southeastern does a fantastic job with the athletes. Robert Doc Goodwin and Dean Bonina quickly getting Barry off the court and letting him walk it off a little bit. Looks like he may be okay. We'll have to take a look, try to get an update on that.
Junior Chris Lee will come in to check in for the injured Barry.
And Bryant going inside to Lofton, turnaround, jumper, good. When Nate Lofton decides to go to the basket and you give him an inch, he is going to take it to the rack.
With
And
authority.
it is impossible. It's impossible to stop. That little fadeaway turnaround into the lane is impossible to stop. And when he is on, he is just that good. As Adams checks into the ball game, Roderick Adams, a 6'1", 185-pound freshman guard, along with Matt Kennedy.
Lofton knocks down the free throw. Been his Achilles heel during his time at Southeastern, but he knocks that one down. Jonathan Walker will come in
Really
to give Nate a breather.
the Achilles heel of the Lions' only loss in Southland Conference play. They played at Northwestern State and couldn't buy either a bucket or a free throw in the first half. Came back from 21 down in that game to lose by 2. 21 down in the second half, midway. So despite the defense, the Lions also very explosive. They certainly have that potential on the offensive end as well. White with the basketball. Over to Andre Opu, O-U-P-O-H. For those of you out there, as Kennedy takes the jumper, bounces around a couple times. White, an athletic move to get inside and draw the foul.
Get Terry Bryant on that foul.
I believe that's his first, and it is. Second team foul on the Lions, and that'll send White back to the free throw line. Been there once already.
1
tonight.
for 2 from the line tonight. Make it 1 for 3 as the first one bangs off the front iron.
Well, that's a good sign for Southeastern. We'll see if that can continue. 8-4 Lions lead here at 12:55 to go in the first half. Converts on the back end. Lions now on the offensive attack. Nate Lofton on the bench with Jonathan Walker, who's shown signs, spurts of excellence, but just not having that consistency. I know that Coach Kennedy would love to see. Inside to Walker, kicks it back out to Patton, fakes the triple, steps inside, fadeaway jumper from the baseline. Woods skies for the rebound. Another second chance opportunity. Offensive rebounds abounding for the Lions here in the first half. To Bryant, top of the key. Inside to Walker. 2-3 zone being played by Texas State, collapsing when the ball goes into the post. Bryant fakes the three, gives it up to Lee. He'll try it. Not there again. Ricky Woods for the rebound. Fresh 35. Lions will reset the offense. Under 12, 11:50 to go in the first half. Lee back with the basketball, top of the key. Quick turnaround, Patton. Jumper too strong. This time, run out of bounds. Last touched. We'll see by Patton. It will be Texas State basketball, but not until we return from this brief timeout. Your score, Southeastern 8, Texas State 5. Texas State with the basketball. We will return right here on the Southeastern Channel.
I'm open! Shoot it, Cassie! Shoot it!
There's a better way to have fun with history.
It's okay, Amelia.
Visit americaslibrary.gov. Log on, play around, learn something.
On 3. 1.
Welcome back, fans, to the University Center. Southeastern holding a slim 3-point advantage here in the early goings. 11:41 to go in the game, leading 8-5. Here we see Nate Lofton, the big man in the middle for the Lions. Turnaround jumper, count it, converted on the 3-point play, and that's our margin, 8-5. Lions in command, but Texas State with the rock as we return. Opa with the basketball. Over to White. Kennedy looking to go anywhere with it except in his hands. He wants to get rid of it. Ball tipped away by Woods. Pulled down by Patton. Nice job by the Lions on the defensive end. They go inside to Walker quickly against Kennedy, and we've got a hold. Reached inside, did Kennedy. Picked up his, I believe, his first personal foul. Should be the 5th, I believe. And it is on Texas State.
Big Nate Lofton back in the game for Southeastern. Ricky Woods will have a seat.
And a non-shooting foul as Patton will toss it in to Lee. Over to Bryant. Resetting that offense. They try to go inside to Big Nate. Knocked away. Pulled up by Jonathan Walker with the quick hands to save that possession. 25 to shoot. 11 to play in the first half. Chris Lee to Bryant, working it around the top of the circle. Lee puts it on the floor, cut off by Kennedy. Goes up in the air, loses his feet, kicks it back out. 7 to shoot, 5. Patton with the triple. That's the way to make lemons into lemonade.
Not the sharpest offensive possession, but we'll take a 3 anytime. Pushes the Southeastern lead back to 6.
Burrows with the basketball. Guarded closely by Patton, nearly knocked away by Lee, who's playing tight on Opa. And that's going to be a foul, as perhaps a little too tight by Mr. Lee. Wearing the double deuce. Picks up his first personal, 13 foul on the Lions, and we've got wholesale substitutions on one side as 4 enter and 5 leave. Up, here comes number 5 for Texas State. We'll reset the lineups for you momentarily as Scott Roniger, I should say, makes his first appearance for the Lions. Archbishop Rummel High School product by the way of North Texas University. Brickens with the basketball, working against Roniger. Inside, Dill, turnaround jumper, good. 11 to 7. Texas State cuts it to 4. Roniger with the basketball. High hopes for this young man. Does a good job taking care of the basketball, working against a nailer. Patton on the far side, going inside to the big man, Nate Lofton. Kicks it back out to Patton. Correction, that is Lee on the far side. Walker not quite ready for that pass. Luckily able to pull it back in. Over to Walker inside. Travel.
Had an open look there.
Wide open to the hoop. Shuffled before he dropped the basketball on the floor. Turnover Southeastern.
Ricky Woods will check in back in for Southeastern. Now they're going with a big lineup of Woods, Walker, and Lofton down low.
This is the big man lineup. So on the offensive end, and not a lot of threats on the perimeter to score. They're going to be definitely going inside. Look for Texas State to collapse when the ball goes in the post. Brickens stripped, picked up by Langhorne. Back to Brickens, guarded by Roniger. Can't beat him. So Langhorne kicks it out to Naylor. Triple too strong. White with the rebound, and that a big foul by, and an obvious foul by Jonathan Walker, who just shoved White to the ground.
They called an offensive foul there on,
holy cow,
hometown call with this big crowd.
Wow.
Don't think they're saying that Ricky Woods had position down there in the low post, but I didn't see it that way, nor did you, I would assume, Dart.
Well, nothing you can do on there except say Southeastern with the basketball. 8:47 to go in the first half. Up by 4, leading 11-7 here on the Southeastern Channel. Chris Lee with the basketball to Ricky Woods. Baseline cutoff. Around the horn, Roniger with the basket. Again, back around to Woods, to Lee. 7 to shoot. Roniger with it. Long jumper by Walker, way outside of his range. Not a good offensive set by the Lions. Brickens on the floor, cut off by Lee. Langhorn inside, kicks to Dill. Left elbow. Not there, out of bounds. Last touched by Lee. Billy Kennedy incensed. They will discuss. And there it goes the other direction. And I believe the correct call.
Neil Berry and Terry Bryant back in, so it's good to see Neil back in. Looks like he's shaking off that early injury.
Looks like a terrible injury. Could have been in any case.
Definitely a scary moment.
As he was on the ground for a good minute or so. Nonetheless, back into the basketball game. He is a trooper. Inside, Lofton, wide open. Got inside, got the mismatch. Great pass by Berry. And Lofton with the finish. Brickens to Langhorn, cut off. Back to Brickens. Nearly throws it to Billy Kennedy on the sideline. 17 to shoot, and Naylor with it. Over to Brickens. Trying to get something going against this Southeastern zone defense. Three-pointer not there. Lofton with the basketball, hands off to Bryant. Lions on the run, but cut off by Langhorn and taken away. Back to Bryant, though. Inside to Woods with the flush. And the crowd goes wild. Nice job keeping that alive after cut off by Langhorn. Naylor with the basketball goes inside and dishes to Allison. But again, Woods too quick, cutting off the baseline.
This Southeastern defense just does not allow any open looks whatsoever.
It's definitely not easy going up against Nate Lofton, and right to me, thank you. As Allison tried to pass it to me. I have good hands, but it was a little low. Anywho, timeout here at the University Center. 6:41 to go in the first half. Lions leading 15-7, and with the basketball when we return here on the Southeastern Channel. Be right back.
These kids are in trouble. They're not getting high on drugs or stealing. If they were, you'd do something about it right now. But why is it almost half of all parents who suspect their child has a problem learning wait a year or more before getting help? Why? Kids with learning disabilities are smart. They just learn differently. Call now. The sooner you get help, the better the chance your kid has.
Welcome back, fans, to the University Center. Southeastern 15 and Texas State 7. 6:41 to go in the contest. Here you see Nate Lofton, the big man in the middle. Turnaround, the jumper is good. Lions taking full advantage of a size disparity down in the post, and Nate Lofton starting to flex his muscles. And a huge flush off the inbounds. Nice pass by Walker to Woods. The W connection converts.
Ricky Woods is just an amazing athlete.
Inside to Langhorn. Traveled, no call. They say it was a tapped ball on the possession. Turnover as Berry runs it down, flips it back to Walker. Here come the Lions. Thinks about the three, doesn't take it, tosses it back inside to Berry. Lofton to Berry to Bryant. A little triangle here on the offensive end. They get it to Woods, and a big foul as Woods is cutting across the paint. I believe they're going to get Langhorn for this one.
This Southeastern lineup they have in right now is just causing all kind of matchup problems for Texas State. They don't have anybody big enough to guard Nate Lofton or anybody quick enough to guard Ricky Woods.
Well, somebody needs to stick the thumb in the dike for Texas State before the dam breaks. Ricky Woods at the free throw line, averaging 16.6 coming in. See if he can convert on the front end. Got it. And Langhorne committed his first personal, 7th team, which is ultimately the reason why Mr. Woods is at the free throw line. See if he can convert on the back half of this 1-and-1 opportunity. That one's short. Can't do so, but nonetheless, Lions increase the lead. Up by 11 now, 18 to 7. Brickens looking to get something going. They go inside to Dill. Lofton will come out and play that one. Naylor on the floor. They go around the horn quickly and inside. Lofton going to get whistled for this one. Correction, I am wrong. Jonathan Walker whistled for the personal.
That's his second.
Correction, his first. We thought it would be his second. Looked like a foul earlier. Nonetheless, his first, and he'll take a seat. Jonathan Patton checks back in for the Lions. 4 team fouls for Southeastern. Brickens to White. Over to Langhorne. Dill back out to Langhorne, trying to get something going. Southeastern defense is stifling. Naylor for 3, not there, and Lofton with the rebound. And what recognition by Nate Lofton as he zips it up the court to Woods for the easy bucket.
I think he throws the outlet pass as good as anybody I've seen at this level.
He is as good a passer of a big man as anyone I've seen. Inside, and the block by Lofton, but the foul by Langhorne. But nonetheless, Lions leading 20 to 7. Make it 20 to 9. Correct my score as well as the score on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Patton, 4-3, not there. Woods fighting for the rebound. Let's see which way it goes as it goes out of bounds.
Southeastern will retain possession.
Lions with the fresh 35 and the rock.
Adams back in for Texas State.
And that'll be Jonathan Patton set to inbound. Does so cleanly to Neil Barrett. Lions flipping it around, setting up their offense. They go inside to Woods, a little too high. Looking to slip in the back door was Ricky Woods for an alley-oop pass from Barry, who
timing was off on that one, but boy, would that one have blown the roof off this place if they could have pulled that one off.
No doubt as Bryant fights through a screen. Inside, ball knocked away, back into the hands of Dill. Nearly loses it as well. Brickens gets it back. Lofton doing a good job denying Dill. Trying to back him down, does so. Nice possession. Good job by Dill, backing down, using his bigger frame to back down Nate Lofton and get in perfect position for the little baby hook. Bryant over to Patton. See if the Lions decide to go back into the post. But Lofton right now playing way outside. Patton thought about the three, but was cut off. Barry will try it, and he gets it. Showing no ill effects from that earlier injury as he knocks down the triple.
You give Neil Barry a little bit of open shot there on the perimeter, and he's going to knock it down more often than not.
Doesn't take a lot of shots, but when he does, they're usually good shots, and a lot of times they're threes, and he connects. Lions 23-11, up by 12. 2:47 to go in the first half. Ball on the floor as Brickens takes it to the rack. Draws the foul. And they're going to get, I believe they got Barry on that. I'll have to double check that. Couldn't see the call by the official.
It'll be on Barry.
We'll find out for certain, and it is on Barry. We're going to take a break along with everybody else. Media timeout on the floor with your Lions leading 23-11 when we return right here on the Southeastern Channel.
Lewis and Clark, great explorers. Hey, wait. Hi, I'm Thomas Jefferson. Would you check out the West for me? Oh, sure. And they take their keelboat up the Missouri. Oh, Buffalo. Then they built Fort Mandan. They're at 1804. Made some friends along the way. I'm Sacagawea. Through the Columbia Gorge. Ah!
There are tons of ways to help with your kids' learning. Find the really good ones on connectforkids.org.
A sweet Pacific Ocean! Yeah!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dart Bulls, Kemmler Chapel. Here in the Southeastern Chapel and in the University Center. Lions up 23-11. Part of that, this big triple by Neil Berry doesn't shoot a lot. Only 5 of 14 from downtown this year, but he makes that one count. Puts the Lions way ahead, 12 to be exact, with 2:44 to go in the first half. Head coach Billy Kennedy got to be happy with his play, or the play of his Lions thus far. As we return, Brickens to the free throw line. See if he can cut into this 12-point advantage here down the stretch. Lions have done a good job defensively and have picked it up offensively down the latter portions of the first half.
Well, just a tremendous defensive effort. I mean, Texas State has not had one open look that I can remember in the first 18 minutes of this ball game, and that's saying something.
And only 5 personals, 5 team fouls on Southeastern so far this half. As Naylor takes a seat, Dill is in the game for defensive purposes. Brickens' second is up and good. So they do indeed cut it to 10. 23-13 Southeastern in front of a solid crowd here in the University Center. Quick double team on Walker. Luckily puts it on the floor, able to get it away. We've got Chris Lee with the basketball on the near side wing. Around the horn, Patton thinks about a long three as the shot clock begins to tick under 10. Steps inside the triple line, takes a jumper short off the front iron, but he's got tremendous hops and pulls that one down, kicks it back out fresh, 35 for Southeastern. But Nate Lofton, a little miscommunication, tosses that one.
Don't see that happen very often by Big Nate, but a turnover nonetheless, and Texas State's got an opportunity to cut into the Southeastern lead.
Chance to get it to single digits if they can convert. Can't say enough about Nate Lofton, though. 6'10" center. He's a senior out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Rabwin High School by way of Arkansas Fort Smith Junior College. He's done a fine job and a fine young man for the Southeastern Lions. White with it, putting it on the floor, guarded well by Jonathan Walker. And looking at Roderick Adams, set to toss it in, does so long to about the timeline. Gets it going. Allison for three, way strong. Had a good line, but way too strong. Lions back on the offensive end, 1:22 to go in the game, 25 to shoot. Patton being hounded. Gets it over to Bryant. Back on the far side, Lions desperately looking to get it into Lofton, who's trying to get set. Was calling for the basketball, but they just couldn't get it to him. He's looking again. Walker with it, 7 to shoot. Terry Bryant, triple, top of the key. Not there. Lofton in position for the rebound, kicks it back out. Knocked away by Allison or Adams. And back to action here, looking at Texas State. Again, another opportunity to cut it to single digits as we're under a minute to play here in the first half. Three-pointer, top of the key. Opa not there. And Patton able to pull that one in.
Texas State not a very
timeout called by Southeastern, 30-second variety. Kennedy wants to talk about it, Kemmler, in what amounts to just about the final possession. Differential on the shot game clock, 36 ticks left on the game clock, 33 on the shot clock.
Well, they really seem to be packing it in on Nate here in the last couple of minutes. I think they need to try to get an entry pass to him and let him try to kick it out to either Barry or Patton for the three.
A great job by Southeastern, though, nonetheless, in the first half. Leading by 10 with a chance to extend that margin. Here with 36 seconds to go in the first half. We'll need to correct that on our graphics, but we'll get to it momentarily. The more important things at hand. Terry Bryant, 24 to shoot, over to Patton. Barry flips it far side. We'll see what the Lions have devised in the short break from Coach Kennedy. 13 to shoot. Again, about a 3-second differential on the shot and game clock. Patton with it over to Bryant. They'll reset it, 6 to shoot. 4, 3. Inside, Lofton, turnaround, can't get it to go. And time is just about out in the first half as Brickens tries a desperation three, and not what they were looking for at the end. We're going to throw it over to Mark Bourbois, or for Boyce, for a brief interview with head coach Billy Kennedy.
Mark Bourbois here with Coach Bill Kennedy. Well, by 10 going into halftime, how do you feel about the game so far, Coach?
Well, defensively, I feel really good to hold them to 13 points and a half. A good job. Offensively, we need to move the ball and step up and make shots. But good job defensively. I think we'll make some shots in the second half.
Coach, looking good. Good luck in the second half.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Bourbois doing a good job. Talking to Coach Kennedy. He's got to be relatively pleased. Kindler with the first half, leading by 10, but really didn't make the most out of that final possession. I know they wanted to get a better look at it and a better shot.
Well, overall, it was a very good half for Southeastern. Not that sharp on the offensive end, but good enough, and that's pretty much been their way they've been winning ball games. Really good defense and good patience on offense.
We're going to have to check some numbers for you, but 13 points in the first half by Texas State might be some kind of a record. We're going to have to check that when we get a moment. But we're going to take a break, though, come back with some first half statistics, and hopefully have new Southeastern head football coach Dennis Rowland here for a quick halftime interview. So we're going to take a break, be right back. Southeastern leading 23-13 here on the Southeastern Channel.
When you look into your child's eyes, do you see a future? Today, there's a brighter road ahead with LA4, Louisiana's new preschool program. Children who begin school at age 4 do better in class, stay in school longer, and have a better chance for success. Give your child a jump start in life. Enroll now. Call the Department of Education toll-free at 877-453-2721. The LA4 Pre-K program, the road to Louisiana's future.
Welcome back to the University Center, Dark Bowls, Kindler Chapel. It's halftime. Southeastern up by 10, 23-13 in Kindler. Some solid first half statistics by the Lions, but the one you don't see is defense, and that's what counts the most here in this game.
Won't give Texas State any open looks. Only 21.1% for the floor for the Bobcats, 4 of 19. Southeastern not shooting that well, but 9 of 24, 37.5%. Lions have a little bit of an edge on the rebounds, 18-14. Leading scorer for Texas State, Anthony Dill, with 4 points. So it's a great defensive job for Southeastern. Ricky Woods leading the way for the Lions, 7 points, 6 rebounds. Nate Lofton's added 6 here in the first half for Southeastern.
Well, solid first half indeed, Kindler Chapel, for the Southeastern Lions. We're going to take a break. Come back. Special interview for you folks as I'm joined by new Southeastern head football coach Dennis Rowland when we return here on the Southeastern Channel.
Southeastern Louisiana University is moving forward. An $80 million building campaign is underway, and enrollment is up with more than 15,000 students. Good things are happening in the classroom as well. The School of Business is in the top third of all business schools in the nation, and the School of Nursing was voted best in the state last year. Excellence is the norm at Southeastern. Degree programs are nationally accredited, and every college at Southeastern offers an honors tract. Students also enjoy hands-on research at places like Southeastern's Environmental Station at Turtle Cove, while these students fine-tune their talent at Southeastern's Columbia Theater for the Performing Arts. Southeastern Louisiana University.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the University Center. It's halftime. Southeastern leads by 10, 23-13 over the Bobcats of Texas State. And aren't we all fortunate? I'm joined now by one of the busiest men in Hammond, for sure. Certainly the busiest man in this building, new Southeastern head football coach Dennis Rowland. Coach, thanks for taking time out of your, I know, busy schedule to be with us here.
Well, I appreciate it, Darden. Thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight.
Now, I know the biggest thing on everybody's mind is recruiting. Well, by the time this broadcast actually airs, signing day will likely have passed.
Well, it's a busy time, and we got to make a lot of hay while the hay's in the field to get.
And so how's it going? I know you can't comment directly on any prospective student athletes, but just give us an overview of how recruiting is going, because you came in 2 weeks ago, basically.
Yeah, I really think we've made a lot of progress. Of course, proof's in the pudding when we sign them on signing date, but my coaching staff's not complete yet, but the coaches that are in place are out working hard, making a lot of phone calls and visiting, and you know, come signing date, we'll see if we made any progress, but we feel real good about it.
And you've already started. I know you already know most of the team, helped recruit many of those players will return next year, and I know they've started their off-season conditioning workouts, and you've been in there a little bit as well, showing them that you're not afraid to get down and dirty with the squad.
Yeah, every muscle of my body's hurting right now, but just from being in there with them. But they're working hard, and we've got the tempo set. We're moving into the conference this year, and we got to turn up the heat, not only in recruiting, but as well on in the weight room and everything we do.
We'll talk a little bit about, most people know the air raid and Hal Mummy, and of course Coach Mummy. Congratulations to him on his new position over at New Mexico State. But we're certainly glad you're here and going to keep that exciting style of football back in Strawberry Stadium.
Yeah, I appreciate Hal and everything he's done for Southeastern, and I'm glad I had a chance to be a part of his staff. And the key for us now is to continue building on the good things that he did, and the air raid is certainly a big part of that, because we don't lose any of the practice or the game experience that we've gained the last 2 years, and that's where we're going to start, and then we're going to add to it an aggressive attacking style of defense.
And you got to be happy about the players you've got returning: Martin Hankins, Felton Huggins, just to name a few.
No question. We got a very good core group of guys on both sides of football, and good game experience, and we can build with that. And those guys have been in some big games. You know, I remember that very first year we played Troy State, the fourth game. Many of those guys, it was the fourth game of their collegiate career, and we're playing Troy State.
And a tough schedule coming up this year. Southeastern officially joins the Southland Conference, and that's going to be a tough slate for your young Lions.
Yeah, you know, the biggest part is I'm really glad we played some of those teams the last 2 years, so our guys know the level of competition that we're ascending to get to. But now we've got to get ready to play those teams week after week after week. That's a huge challenge.
And it is indeed going to be a huge challenge, but I have a feeling that your squad are going to work diligently between now and then to make sure when we get there, these fans that are showing up so well tonight won't be disappointed in Strawberry Stadium.
Well, I think you'll be very proud of our kids. They're going to work hard, and it's all going to start with defense, and we're going to continue the air raid, and I think we'll put an exciting brand of football on the field on both sides of the ball.
Well, Coach, good luck to you. Good luck with recruiting, and we'll see you on the fields, on the sidelines of Strawberry Stadium in just a few short months. It'll be here before we know it.
Sounds great, Dart. Thanks for having us on tonight.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it. Head Coach Dennis Rowland of your Southeastern Lions joining us here at halftime, 23-13. When we come back, the start of stanza number 2. We'll see if the Lions can hold on for another wonderful victory. We'll be back in a minute. You're watching Southeastern basketball on the Southeastern Channel.
As children, we learn by playing. In time, the competition gets tougher and the lessons have greater consequences. Then one day, we find ourselves on the field of life, where the game is played for keeps and there are no timeouts. It is the mission of the Southland Conference to unite its student athletes and universities in preparation for that day, by building foundations for success with academic excellence, by teaching discipline and perseverance through athletic competition, and by fostering camaraderie and pride in traditions that will sustain our institutions for generations to come. As we ready our student athletes for real-life experiences as leaders and team players on the fields of tomorrow, we take this pause to celebrate them all as one by one they prepare for the world, each with their own vision, dignity, and integrity, and the pride of being part of a great tradition, the Southland Conference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the University Center, Hammond, Louisiana. Second half action just about to get underway. Darth Volz alongside Kemmler Chappell, Assistant Sports Information Director at Southeastern. Kind enough to join us in Matt Sullivan's stead, who a little under the weather this afternoon or this evening. But the Lions holding a 23-13 advantage in a low-scoring affair over the visiting Texas State Bobcats. Only 13 points allowed in the first half. We'll check those numbers for you, try to find out if there's any records. But only 4 field goals in the first half for Texas State, who is having tons of trouble scoring. Put it just that simply. And we are back to second half action. Neil Berry near side, guarded by Brookins. Top of the key three, not there for Patton, looking for the foul, no call, Brookins on the run. Cut off, and we have got some problems with shot clocks as that one went off for a moment, popped right back on. And we had been having some difficulty, fans, with the overhead clock as well, the actual scoreboard in the University Center. Looked like a short would, if you can imagine that, kind of flickering on and off. One panel going completely out. But everything seems to be back in order. And as far as Southeastern is concerned, the score is definitely in order, leading by 10, 23-13. 30 seconds gone here in the second half. Brookins with the basketball. Neil Berry trying to keep close tabs on him, and Ricky Woods reaching over, picking the pocket, pulling it away. But Lofton gets it back, flips it to Woods, draws the foul.
More good defense there by Woods, and he comes back here on the other end, and Lofton gets the loose ball and just instantaneously flips it over to Woods. Nice feed there by Lofton, and Woods has a chance to increase this Southeastern lead. Southeastern shooting a little bit better from the free throw line here tonight, 3 for 4 now, as Woods knocks down that first one.
24-13, make it 25. As the Lions are up now by 12. Matches, I believe, the largest lead. No, correction, they had it at 13 at one point in the first half. As Langhorne looking to put it on the floor, gets it to Dill, nearly picked off, and then nearly thrown away. Brookins with the ball, 15 to shoot. Looking to go inside, and we have got a foul, I believe, away from the basketball, and likely on Lofton. It is indeed a hold. Lofton picking up just his first.
Nate didn't like that call, and I tend to agree with him.
But nonetheless, still just his first foul, and I can't remember a first half that Lofton has gone the entire period without picking up a personal. That one a kickball. They'll reset the shot clock, put it back at 35, 18:42 to go in the second half. Still looking for their first bucket of the second period, or first points, is Texas State. Langhorne over to Brookins. Trying to direct the screen. Not there. Naylor comes off. Three-pointer. No good. Ball being knocked around. Dill comes up with it. Lofton keeps it alive. Picked up by Bryant. Kicks it out to Patton. All alone. But can't follow. Holy cow. Nate Lofton with an immense follow.
Sports Center-esque dunk by Nate Lofton.
Cut and print. Put that one on your highlight reel.
Most definitely. He does that every game. He does something, whether it's a pass, a block, or a dunk like that you just want to put on a highlight reel and remember forever. And
well, the sports information guy in me wishes we had a satellite dish because I'd beam that one to ESPN as soon as we were done. But thank you, Southeastern Channel, for getting this on. Fans will love to see that. Hopefully more will come out to the University Center. But a great crowd tonight. You can hear him in the background. Brickens inside, near block by Lofton, but he scores it. Brickens happy with himself, but
first bucket of the second half, they're still down by 12.
Only the 5th field goal of the game for Texas State. Berry with the basketball, some token pressure, broken easily by Southeastern. Lions content to slow it down just a bit. 2-3 zone by the Bobcats. Jonathan Patton not there. Ball knocked around. Lofton nearly had it. Ends up in Brickens' hands. Brings it across the timeline. Lofton way outside. Brickens trying to direct the offense. Three-pointer not there. Too strong off the back iron. And Berry in great position to pull down the rebound.
Texas State's just lost offensively. Southeastern lost a little bit there as they.
And that's going to be a foul, as it was a hold on Brickens. Berry, a bad pass inside, was tipped away, but he fought to keep it alive. And Nate Lofton fouled. It would have been an easy dunk, so really a good foul by Brickens. His first personal, second team here in the second stanza. Non-shooting violation, so we'll toss it in. Around the horn, Berry looking inside, boom! This time the alley-oop works. A couple of misses on that play in the first half. Right there, and it probably would have gotten a much bigger reaction from the crowd, Kimler, had it not been for the stupendous follow by Lofton just moments ago.
Ricky Woods elevates better than just anybody that we've had here in a long time.
No doubt on that count. Brickens looking inside for Dill, can't get it to him. Good job by Lofton to deny. They get it to him at the wing, stolen away by Patton. He's off to the races, and a hard foul. Officials look at each other trying to decide if they're going to call flagrant. None forthcoming, and Jonathan Patton will head to the free throw line. He'll head to the free throw line, but not before this timeout. We're going to take a break as well. Lions extending that lead, leading 29 to 15. 15:53 to go in the game, and Patton at the free throw line when we return on the Southeastern Channel.
Can you pass the salt, Dad? Salt is to pepper as gregarious is to... Oh, no, not more SAT questions.
In ancient Rome, salt was a form of currency. True or false?
False?
True.
Son, can you locate sodium?
Or chloride?
There are tons of ways to help with your kids' learning. Find the really good ones on connectforkids.org.
You have 3.5 grams of salt and a 5-gram slug. What's the rate of shrivel?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the University Center. Southeastern leading 29 to 15 early in second half action. And part of that lead credited to big Nate Lofton. 7 points tonight, but none bigger than this one off the Patton miss. Flushes it home, and the UC crowd went crazy. And rightfully so, as that is worthy of the Sports Center highlights. Certainly a top 10 play in my book, Kimler Chapel.
No doubt. Nate taking off from way outside of the lane and just slamming that one home and getting a great reaction from this very raucous crowd.
Raucous, energetic, all of the above. Tons of adjectives that could describe it, but so happy that they turned out tonight. It really makes a big, big difference. The first one from Patton good, the second just the same. 31 to 15. Lions in command. Leading by 16, more than doubled Texas State's tally. 15:39 to go in the contest. Ball knocked away, nearly picked up by Woods, as White couldn't hold it. 15 to shoot. Naylor with the rock, driving on Bryant, kicks it out to Brickens. Trying to go inside to Dill, but let him have the ball that far out. White for three, misses badly.
Can't say
Bryant.
enough about the Southeastern defense tonight. And
an unbelievable play again by Ricky Woods, who slips around the baseline and flips it up, draws the foul and count it. Or did they not? One official did.
I think that after discussing it, they waved off the shot and said he was fouled on the floor. Could have given a continuous.
Unfortunate, because it certainly looked like the official that was right on the spot had the call. But again, another foul. The last one was on White, this one on Kennedy. Nonetheless, you can't underestimate Ricky Woods. An unbelievable player despite his size, not very big, but just immensely athletic.
Unbelievably athletic is the way I'd describe it. And he's really taking advantage of people keying on Nate Lofton. When Lofton is double teamed, he's able to find Woods, and Woods is taking advantage of that, averaging a team best 16.6 points per game. And
he has been a huge pickup for the Lions. There's no question about that. And one of the reasons they are percentage points out of first place in the Southland Conference. Looking to move to 5-1 if they can hold on here. Still just under 15 minutes to play in the contest. But Texas State has shown no signs of being able to produce consistently on the offensive end. Bryant to Barry, puts it on the floor, drives baseline, finger roll, good.
Don't see Neal do that too often, but he does it very effectively there, and Southeastern is really pulling away now, up by 18.
33-15. This may be one of the most dominating defensive performances I've seen in a long, long time. And if the score holds, it could be the most dominating defensive performance for Southeastern. As to see Chris Lee makes his first second half appearance. As Langhorne takes a seat, and Opo checks in for Texas State. Naylor looking to inbound, does so to Brickens. Opo with the basketball, who's not afraid to take a three. Looks baseline, not there. Cross court pass to Naylor, drives into Kennedy, and he is hammered. Good foul by Ricky Woods, because there was an easy deuce coming for Kennedy. And not the best free throw shooter is Kennedy.
No, just under 49% from the free throw line this season. Kennedy's had his struggles from the charity stripe, but he's got two here. As
Woods picks up his second personal 13 here in the second stanza. This one up, rolls around, and flies out.
Still unlucky for the charity stripe is Kennedy. I think that was the first possession that Texas State has had here in the second half that they've had any kind of open look at all. He misses the second one, so his free throw percentage will continue to plummet, and Southeastern's got the basketball back.
10-2 run here to open to the second half as Jonathan Walker throws that one away into the hands of Billy Kennedy.
Looking for Lee there. Lee cut before.
Score was 23-13 at the break. 33-15 now. Lions continuing to extend the advantage using that suffocating defense. Naylor with the basketball nearly loses the handle. And he throws it away, but it's tipped by Bryant. Good call. Good call by the official to catch that. And Scott Roniger sets to check in. Again, Roniger Jr., he's a transfer from North.
Channel 9. You know, Phil's acupuncture story gives me an idea. You know, the people up north look at us as kind of crazy with voodoo and all that sort of thing. What about we set up a bunch of Pat Summitt dolls and start...
George, just talk about the coach of the Tennessee Vols.
I thought this was a health segment or something here for a minute. I was wondering where you're going with that. Hey, he's talking about 1 week from tonight. The Titans of women's college hoops.
2 possessions, so good job.
Now, tonight, ranked Lady Tigers had to keep their end of the undefeated bargain intact by taking out Ole Miss on the road. The Ole Miss Lady Rebs coming in with 4 straight wins, but they had no answer for LSU's hustle. Even on a turnover, or what appeared to be a turnover here, the tussle on the floor, the ball is kicked out to Mika Johnson. Finding Shalonda Hostin for...
Tight on Lee is Opa. Gets it off to Roniger. See if the Lions can convert. Not a offensively productive lineup other than Ricky Woods right now for Southeastern. To Berry for 3. Not there. Woods fighting for the rebound, but White with a better position. Naylor to Kennedy, traveled, no call. Can't get the gimme. Blocked by Woods on the second. To Berry. Chris Lee, triple from the corner, good!
Southeastern just clicking on all cylinders here now.
Up by 21.
And Texas State just doesn't have the athletes to be able to compete with Southeastern or the offensive ability.
Well, that's really the key. Really, there's nobody on offense that has done much, and they're going to get Jonathan Walker again for the personal, but no one really has done anything on the offensive end. Obviously, you've only got 15 points.
Hoops. UL Lafayette, their 7th straight win over North Texas in the Sun Belt. UNO taking care of Arkansas State. In the Southland, you have McNeese leading Stephen F. Austin in the second half, and Lamar taking care of the Northwestern State. The Tiger LSU men earning their first road win last.
Caught that a little too deep.
Elementary mistake there by Brickens, and when you're down by 21 and you can't make a field goal, you can't have those kind of foolish turnovers.
Roniger with the rock for Southeastern will bring it across the timelines as we had a change in our lineup.
Cyprian in there now for Southeastern.
Michael Cyprian, 6'3", 180-pound sophomore from New Orleans. Has shown signs of doing good things offensively. I think it's on the defensive end he really needs to improve. We'll see if he can do anything here with 7 to shoot. Roniger with the basketball over to Lee. 5-4 Cyprian to Woods. Turnaround jumper too strong. Not a good offensive possession by the Lions. Adams with it. Quickly into the front court. White goes up strong. Rejected by Walker. And we've got a charge as Woods set up shop. And it took the call. Nice job by Woods on the defense.
Early annual kids clinic. Sign up at 8:45. A 2-hour clinic to follow. Autographs at 11. If it rains, they'll be at the indoor facility. State high school soccer playoff starting tonight. Looking for a...
Almost half of all parents who suspect their child has a problem learning wait a year or more before getting them help. Why? When there's so much they could be achieving. Kids with learning disabilities are smart. They just learn differently. Call or visit us on the web now.
Welcome back to the University Center. Southeastern in command. Midway through the second half, 11:31 to go, and a big part of it's been defense. Here you see Jonathan Walker getting up high, getting up strong, and putting up the big rejection. Lions doing it all on the defensive end, allowing only 15 points through 3 quarters, basically, of play. Full court pressure broken by the Lions. They'll get back into their offensive set. Chris Lee with the ball. 16 to shoot. Back to Roniger. Ricky Woods to Lee. 8 on the clock. To Sip. Kicks it back out to Walker. 3-2. He'll try a triple. Nearly drops it home. Lions with definitely not their starting lineup in the game. Leading solidly by 21. Kennedy, a smart coach, knows what you need to do. You need to get your players experience. Right there, a foul, I believe on Michael Cyprian. We'll double check that number for you, but indeed incorrect. They call it on Jonathan Walker, his 4th personal. He's going to take a seat. Leonard Harden checks into the game for his first action. Junior transfer out of Detroit, Michigan. Transfer from Miami. 6'9", 260, big frame kid. So the only starter on the floor for Southeastern, Ricky Woods. Brickens with it to Kennedy. Over to Adams. Brickens trying to find a seam. Does so, can't get it. Lions pull the loose ball away.
Brickens got away with a walk there, but it doesn't matter as he couldn't convert, and Texas State still only has 5 field goals in this game with 10 minutes left.
They've got 2 points in 10 minutes. That is amazing. I'm not trying to make light of it. When you're on that end, and Southeastern has maybe not been on that end, that extreme, but they've had times when they didn't have such a successful team. As Woods takes it inside, draws the foul. So you don't want to really make light of it, but it's amazing to have just 2 points in 10 minutes of play in the second half.
And I don't think it's that Texas State's a bad basketball team. I mean, they beat Sam Houston State in their last game, so they're obviously a good team. We know what Sam Houston State's capable of. I just think it's Southeastern's just playing very good defense, and it's resulted in Texas State just not being able to get anything going offensively.
It brings new meaning to the word suffocating. As Woods converts on the first, 37-15. Second on its way. Not there, Harden fighting for it and being called for the over the back. That'll be his first personal 17 foul, so they'll have an opportunity to actually put some points on the board from the free throw line as Kennedy, who missed 2 earlier from the charity stripe, will have an opportunity to put the 3rd and possibly 4th points in 10 minutes of play on the board for Texas State. Up and in goes the first.
First point by Texas State in quite some time. Justin Edwards has checked in for Southeastern, so they've got all reserves in the lineup for the final 10 minutes.
Edwards, 6'4", 205 pounds, sophomore out of Detroit. Does not see an immense amount of playing time, but it can often be found after the games in the gym shooting.
Always working to get better. He's, as you said, very frequently you'll see him out here after the games shooting.
Good young player. Just doesn't get a whole lot of time. Bogged down on that bench. Has a pretty good shot, can hit it from the outside. Right now, see if he can convert from the charity stripe. Up and in, as that one touched nothing but the bottom of the net. Justin Edwards, 2 of 2 from the free throw line coming in. Make it 4 of 4 as he converts on the back half. Lines up 39-17. Lions may not score a lot of points, but gosh, have they been good defensively. Edwards too tight on the defensive end. Called for the personal. And you've got to wonder, Kimler, had Southeastern kept in their front line, would Texas State have gotten to 20?
And not to make light of Texas State, but I don't think so. I really don't.
They were struggling immensely. That was the best 10 minutes defensively I've seen from Southeastern ever. Lee on the run, off the glass, not there, followed, not good, another chip. Can't get it to fall. Lions with opportunities, just not making them count. Kennedy on the break, scores it
Only second field goal of the half for Texas State.
Near turnover by Southeastern as they're getting a little discombobulated, a little chaotic without the steadying influence of the starters in the game. All reserves all see very limited playing time. In fact, Chris Lee sees the most of any at 16 minutes a game. After that, Harden is at 8.5. Double team broken by Lee, up the court to Cyprian. And they'll reset the offense with 25 to shoot. You can't buy experience like this for these young players. Most Southland Conference games you think are going to be tight. This one, not so in here early. 5 to shoot. On the floor, off the glass, not there, but the blocking foul called on Kennedy, I believe.
Sends Cyprian to the line.
That may be his fourth. Correction, his third. The third on Kennedy, 9th team fouls, so still a two-shot opportunity, though.
Cyprian going to the line for only the second time all season. He's yet to convert one. He's 0 for 1.
Cyprian has scored a total of 8 points this season, therefore a total of 8 points in his Southeastern career. See if he can make it 9 and possibly to double digits. Does on the first, and Terry Bryant checks back into the ball game. Ball handler along with Scott Roninger, correction. As the Lions want to make sure they've got good ball handlers. They'll give up points at this point, but they don't want to give up any easy ones as Sip converts on the back half.
Comfortable lead here for Southeastern. They just got to continue playing this suffocating defense.
41 to 19 your score. Impressive outing after an 8-day layoff for the Lions. Quick pass inside, rejected by Harden, but he draws the foul. That'll send Opa to the free throw line. A pretty good free throw shooter to send. 78% coming into the game. Harden picks up his second. 9 team fouls apiece. This one up, and although a good free throw shooter, every once in a while you're going to miss. And that one rattles in and out. If it's possible that it could go wrong for Texas State tonight, it has.
When you have your top free throw shooter miss 2 free throws, you know you're struggling, and Texas State definitely is struggling here on the offensive end.
Texas State is ready to get on the bus. I guarantee you, you don't like coming into the University Center and playing the Lions. It's never going to be an easy night. Even if it's a tight game, you know you're going to be struggling for points or even shots. Cyprian kicks it out. Edwards for 3. Can't get it to fall. Pass inside, tipped away by Bryant, high into the air. Adams runs it down. Under 8 to play in the game. And a turnover as Burrows tried the cross-court pass, and Roninger picks it off. Inside Harden, turnaround jumper not there. Tipped by Cyprian, but right into the hands of Burrows.
Little sloppy play here on both ends. Southeastern's got a lot of...
Kennedy, a nice move. Little hesitation, got Harden off his feet and was able to convert. Harden with the basketball, kicks it back outside. They'll reset the offense. 20 on the shot clock. They're going inside to Harden. He gets the pass, goes up strong and scores it. I think they're going to call this one on the floor. Let's see. And they do. They're going to get White with the personal. It'll be 10 team fouls. We'll check White's tally. Well, we're going to take a break. Hardin will be at the free throw line for a pair when we return. Southeastern in command. 41-19, 7:07 to play right here on the Southeastern Channel.
Kid, spare some change? So, no school today?
No, I dropped out.
You dropped out?
Go to OperationGraduation.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Correction to my score before the break, 41-21. Lions up by a solid 20. And Hardin going to the free throw line for a pair after the foul by Zach Allison. His fourth personal foul. It was not on White, it was on Allison. And Hardin at the free throw line. We'll take a look at the Southeastern coming schedule. You saw it briefly there. As Hardin misses the first, Lions will hit the road for 3 of their next 4. Going to be a tough road to hoe, but certainly you like to start it, Kittler, with a big win like this here at the University Center.
Oh, most definitely, and they've played most of the top tier teams in the Southland Conference at this point. They've still got Sam Houston again, and they've still yet to play San Antonio, the big one coming up Saturday.
But they have gotten Northwestern State, who's also in the top of the Southland standings, out of the way, although they lost that game by 2 on the road. They only played them once this year as Dill can't find the bucket, and Jonathan Walker returns for the Lions, replacing Hardin. But so you're right, they've gotten some of the big guns out of the way.
They still got Stephen F. coming in on February 5th, and that's always a tough contest for Southeastern. Stephen F. matches up well with the Lions. And
also a well-coached, defensive-oriented team. They do a good job over there in Nacogdoches, but not as good as Southeastern to this point in the season. Cyprian with the basketball. Over to Justin Edwards. Guarded closely by Brickens. Walker with it. Thomas Woods, who checked into the ball game with the rock, being hounded. 4 to shoot. He's going to take it himself, and that, my friends, is a textbook travel.
Woods got a little over anxious there. Took a couple too many steps, but.
Well, Texas State knows that they can frustrate the players on the floor right now for Southeastern. They're not in the game very often, so they're going at them hard defensively. With the Lions youngsters doing a pretty good job. Inside Dill, turnaround jumper, good. And I know Texas State head coach Dennis Nutt is thankful that Billy Kennedy pulled his starters that early in the half. Walker with the basketball, nearly a turnover. Thomas Woods able to run that one down. Far side to Cyprian. They are playing a tight man right now. Edwards with the basketball, needs to do something with it. They get it to Jonathan Walker, 7 to shoot. Pull up, a jumper, not there. And really no size on the glass for the Lions. Brickens pulls it back, and as soon as I say that, Ricky Woods, Neil Berry, Jonathan Patton, and the big man himself, Nate Lofton, sets to check in. 19 to shoot. And we've got a foul on the floor. That'll be Jonathan Walker's 5th personal foul, I do believe. I believe he will have to take a seat. We shall see.
I believe they called the foul on Woods. Looked like it was on Walker to me as well.
They did indeed call it on Woods, his first. As Walker will get a reprieve, at least for the moment. Dill converts on the first. And here come those wholesale substitutions. You know, the Texas State players are going, Shucks. They
Most
cut the
definitely.
lead just a bit.
We just made it respectable, and now look who's coming in. The cavalry has arrived.
4-0 run. Can't make it 5, although Dill gets his own rebound, goes up strong, and count it. So we'll make it a 6-0 run, possibly 7-0, as they have cut that advantage, which had been a solid 20 and plus. Up and in for Dill. So a productive series for Texas State. See if Southeastern can answer with some fresh bodies on the floor. Nate Lofton to Jonathan Patton. Woods trying to sneak in the back door for the alley-oop. Good defense, recognition by Texas State. Woods taking it to the rack, off the glass, and in just as easy as that.
Ricky Woods got 14 to lead Southeastern, and they just once these starting lineups came back in, it's just going to be all Southeastern from here on out.
Lofton knocks that one away. Looks like it went off of Dill, but Texas State gets the call. Will keep the possession with 22 to shoot, 4:43 to go in the game. The score, my friends, that you see on your screens is not indicative of the game Southeastern has played. That one a miss, pulled down by Woods.
Now with these Southeastern starters back in, there's nothing to say that Southeastern may not pull this lead back to 20 quickly.
We shall see. Lofton with the basketball. Kicks it back out to Bryant. Little pitching catch. Goes in strong. Little baby hook. Finds its way home.
No answer inside for Lofton and Woods.
Lions answer that 7-0 run with a 4-0 run of their own. Push the lead back to 45 to 28. Brickens with it against Berry, puts it on the floor, drives baseline. Woods comes over for the block, but draws the foul.
Questionable call, looked like he had all ball there, but.
Well, I think they may have gotten Neil Berry with that call, and they did. His second personal. And our final media timeout of the contest. 3:56 to play in the game. Lions leading 45 to 28. We return right here on the Southeastern Channel. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the University Center Dark Horse Kempler Chapel here on the Southeastern Channel. 45 to 28 your score. 3:56 to go in this contest. Lions holding the solid advantage. There you see head coach Billy Kennedy looking to pick up another win for the Lions. Move that record to 70 and 87. Surely that is going to happen. 9 years as a college head coach, 6th at Southeastern. Last year, the Southland Conference Coach of the Year, as well as Louisiana Coach of the Year, Regional Coach of the Year, actually 4 Coach of the Year honors for Coach Kennedy last year, and a co-Southland Conference championship to his credit, as Brickens converts on that front end. Back half also good, and it cuts the lead back to 15, 45 to 30. Full court pressure by Texas State. Berry trying to get it in. Does so quickly. JP across the timeline to Berry. Bryant had a wide open 3, smiled about it. Wisely kicked it back to burn some clock. Lofton inside, kicks to Woods. They'll reset it with 16. Woods baseline, spin move goes in hard, draws the foul. We'll see who they whistle. Looked like White. And it is. That'll send Woods to the free throw line for a pair.
Southeastern done well from the free throw line tonight, 11 for 15, a little bit better than their average.
They've done everything good tonight. 45-30. Chris Langhorne checks in. Up and in, count that one for Woods.
Woods with a solid 15.7 rebound effort here thus far.
1 point below his average. Check that. I think his average is 16.6, 16.1.
16.6, and he's right at 16 after that free throw, and Southeastern's back up by 17.
Dill with the basketball, obviously uncomfortable with the rock on the floor. Wisely hands to Naylor. Trying to go inside, ball knocked away. Woods trying to run it down, out of bounds, last touch by the Lions.
Southeastern set a new UC record against Loyola earlier this season, held them to 35 points. Texas State dangerously near.
Ball tipped away by Patton. 15 to shoot. Naylor set to inbound. Brickens with the rock, calling for the clear out against Bryant. A little push off, no call. He's cut off. Gets it to Allison. Off the glass, can't get it to go. Nice job getting Woods off his feet, but can't convert on the gimme. Lions leading by 17, 47-30. 2:45 to play. Lions will be looking to run clock. Score with just a few seconds left. Poor shot by Patton from three. Brickens with the rock, near side baseline. Kicks to Dill. Wisely pulls that one back down. Goes in hard against Lofton. Misses, gets his own rebound. Lofton was looking for the charge. Fell back and did not get the call. Easy bucket on the putback for Dill. Full court pressure once again, broken easily by Southeastern. Under 2 to play. Lions up by 15, might as well be 50. Inside to Woods, off the glass, in. Feed from Patton is perfect. Brickens with the basketball, content to keep it himself. He's been one of the lone bright spots for Texas State. Dill inside to Allison, gets everybody off their feet. Nate Lofton with the foul, I believe just his second of the ball game. Checking out the replay. Patton with the rock. This your play of the game. Off the glass and the major flush by Lofton. I can't watch that enough. As good as it gets. Meanwhile, on the other end, Allison bricks one off the back iron, and again, wholesale substitutions for the Lions, and curtain calls, well deserved for Barry, Lofton, Woods, and Patton. Terry Bryant, the lone starter to stay in the game for ball control purposes, and I don't think that's going to be long as Allison converts on the back half, and there he comes. Bryant will take a seat. You won't see him again. Thomas Woods checks into the game. Kevin Payton, correction. Does indeed look a little bit like Thomas Woods, who is in the game. Kevin Payton making his first appearance of the game. Listed 6'5", 190 freshman out of Moss Point, Mississippi, Moss Point High School. Walker kicks to Payton. Wide open triple, not there. A little too excited, and he knows it. Naylor with the rock. Rims in and out. Texas State scores that one under a minute to play. 49-35. This game has been over since just after halftime.
Southeastern just came out and dominated. That's what good teams do on their home floor against a little bit of a lesser of a conference opponent. And that's what they came out here and did tonight. They got to rest their starters for the majority of the second half.
And that's going to be a charging call as Jonathan Walker was completely out of control, really had lost the handle on the basketball on the drive to the baseline and just ran over. I believe that may have been Allison.
35 points for Texas State. They don't score again, that'll tie UC record for the fewest points by a Southeastern opponent.
Amazing.
They've got 11 field goals. That would also tie a futility record for a Southeastern opponent here in the UC.
Brickens driving, dishing to Dill. Ball's blocked. Got back by Adams, who gets the rebound again. Still can't score. The ball gets stuck. 21.9 to go. Jump ball. Possession. Texas State. I know the Lions are doing their due diligence, trying to avoid a shot, especially when you've got your reserves in. You don't want to give that up. Shot clock off. Naylor for three. Not there. Follow, not there. And that's going to be a foul on.
Looks like they're going to get Peyton with that one.
And they do. Lions having a lot of opportunities at least to shut this out. But nonetheless.
Texas State 11 for 41 from the floor in this game.
And that is where they will likely finish. Allison can change the point total, but he'll have to do that from the free throw line. Knocks the first one down. And Texas State just completely and totally outmanned tonight. Second one's up and in. They'd be wise just to let this one go. But they won't. And that'll send Justin Edwards to the free throw line with 12.5 ticks remaining. So perhaps they will indeed get another opportunity at converting a field goal attempt.
Well, Southeastern trying to break 50 here. And usually if you're down in the final seconds of the game and you've only got 49 points, you're going to be going home a loser. But when you play the type of defense that Southeastern has, 50 points is
That's
like
just about right. But like really averaging a little more than normal, 68.6. They give up only 50.1. And tonight, wow, 37 as time winds down. Ball knocked around. Dill can't convert. Tip by Allison is good. So that knocks out that record, but nonetheless, when you lose a game like this, Texas State knows what happened. They know they were taken out behind the woodshed and given a severe lesson.
And I think they also know that this could have been a lot worse had we played our starters the majority of the second half. 51-39 doesn't look like it was that bad of that dominating of a win for Southeastern. The score is not indicative of how much Southeastern dominated here in this contest today.
An unbelievable performance. If I can get that out, folks. 51-39, Lions doing it on the defensive end and getting just enough to pull it out on the offensive side. A great showing for the Lions as they improve to 13-6 overall, 5-1 in the Southland Conference. Texas State, they fall to 9-9, 3-4 in league play. We're going to take a quick break, be back with some second half and final statistics, as well as hopefully get Southeastern head coach Billy Kennedy over for a post-game interview. All that when we return on the Southeastern Channel.
I'm looking for a wallet.
Ah, celebrating high school graduation.
No, I dropped out.
星啊，呢個友仔要買荷包啊。
係長兒啊，眼碌碌好似馬騮星咁。
係啊，真係可惜啊，中學都畢唔到業。
我翻嚟啦，係。
Isn't it a little small?
Go to OperationGraduation.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the University Center and the Southeastern Channel. Your final score, Southeastern Louisiana 51, Texas State 39, but it was in no way near that close in this game. Looking at the stats, Southeastern again winning 51-39. Neither team shooting the ball especially well. Southeastern 36.4%, 16-44. Texas State a miserable 27.3%, 12 of 44 from the field. Free throw percentage 78.9. Solid night by the Lions, 15 of 19. Texas State not good there as well, 14-24, 58.3%. They did, however, manage to win the battle of the boards, 36-31. Turnovers 12 for Texas State, 10 for Southeastern. Leading scores for Southeastern, Ricky Woods finishes with 18 points and 7 rebounds. And the only other player in double figures is on the other side of the court. Anthony Dill finishes with 15 and 7. As the Lions really got balanced scoring with 9 from Lofton, 2 from Bryant, 5 from Neil Berry. Jonathan Patton chips in with 8. Justin Edwards gets 4, all from the free throw line. Chris Lee with 3. And Mike Cyprian with 2. We're going to take a quick break. Be back with the continuation of the postgame show. Momentarily have Coach Billy Kennedy joining us right here on the Southeastern Channel. Don't go away.
Lewis and Clark, great explorers.
Hi, I'm Thomas Jefferson. Would you check out the West for me? Oh, sure.
And they take their keelboat up the Missouri.
Oh, Buffalo. Then they built Fort Mandan. They're at 1804. Made some friends along the way. I'm Sacagawea.
Through the Columbia Gorge.
There are tons of ways to help with your kids' learning. Find the really good ones on connectforkids.org.
Sweet Pacific Ocean.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the University Center. Southeastern picks up a big Southland Conference big victory, 51-39 over Texas State. And I'm joined now by Southeastern head coach Billy Kennedy. Coach, thanks for taking a little time with us here after a long, tough game, but one you certainly have. You got to be happy about picking it up, and especially when you're heading on the road for 3 of your next 4.
Yeah, it's you know, I'm really proud of our guys, the way they played defensively, especially our top 7 or 8 guys. Really did a good job defensively, played with a lot of confidence, were aggressive, limited their shooters, and you know, you do that, you're going to win games. You hold teams to 13 points a half and 26 the second half, and you're gonna be successful.
Talk a little bit about the start of the second half, because it was really amazing. For the first 10 minutes of that half, I believe it was 4 points we had allowed, I think.
Well, again, our guys, Terry Bryant sets the tone, and then you got Nate as an anchor. You got 2 guys who defensively understand how we want to play, know the scheme, play extremely hard, compete. Neil Berry, same way. Patton and Ricky, if they play good defense, I mean, we're hard to score on, and I thought both of them did an excellent job also. So we were able to get some transition baskets, Nate's dunk. They played some zone. We got up, we moved the ball, and did a really nice job of making the extra pass, getting to the free throw line. And we made free throws tonight. That was good to see.
Another solid performance, really kind of an all-around performance. Didn't necessarily shoot the ball as far as percentage-wise is concerned especially well, but you had some reserves in there for a large portion of that second half.
Well, we got a chance to rest some guys, and that's what we wanted to do, playing at 4 o'clock against San Antonio on Saturday. I wanted to rest them more, but our bench struggled, didn't compete around the basket. We needed to go back with the starters, and they went back with their starters and made a little run at us and cut it to 15, and we put our starters back in and were able to weather the storm. And then at the end, just disappointed that our guys didn't compete. Our bench guys didn't compete like you should.
Well, we know the starters did a good job. They came back in. They stopped the tide quickly, turned it back to Southeastern's favor. You come away with a big victory. Overall, you got to be happy you're going on the road, but that's where you need to win the conference.
Well, you got to win some games on the road. Unfortunately, we got to go to San Antonio, defending conference champions also. 4 starters back. Got good depth, good perimeter play. We're going to have to play an excellent game and control the clock. They're a high-scoring team. We haven't won in San Antonio in a few years. I think we've only won there once or twice since I've been here. To me, they're the team of the South, in the Southland Conference. They've had the most success the last few years, and we've got to be able to go in there and play well.
Well, Coach, thanks for taking the time to be with us. Wish you the best of luck in the upcoming road swing, and then back here at the University Center shortly. And I know they'd be happy to be back at home, certainly after a tough road swing.
Yeah, we've got 2 road games and then come back home, but I'm proud of the way our guys are playing at home, and we make free throws like that, like we did tonight. We'll be tough to beat here.
Well, always tough to beat here. I know no one likes to come into the University Center. Thanks, Coach, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And from the University Center, your final score, 51-39 Southeastern with the big victory. Again, Lions improved to 13-6 overall, 5-1 in the Southland Conference. Texas State falls to 9-9, 3-4. So for Kemmler Chapel, I'm Dark Bulls. You've been watching Southeastern basketball right here on the Southeastern Channel.